Hello, one and all. Today we are doing our second day of Triangle Strategy. The name is not the most inventive, so says other people, but my first 3+ hours of day one were fantastic. Voice acting was nice. Okay, the environments were beautiful. The political intrigue is intriguing, and I want to know more. So, we're back for day two. We're going to load into it right now. Grab your Diet Cherry Coke. Grab the rest of your pizza Pringles because I didn't finish them in one sitting. That would be irresponsible. And let's get into it.
Serenoa and his stalwart allies proved their mettle against the realm's fiercest warriors before finally facing Sir Maxwell, victor of the previous tourney. After a hard-fought match, the Dawnspear emerges victorious once more.
This music is kind of giving Pokemon.
Though beaten in the end, Serenoa's courageous display impresses itself upon all in attendance. Any doubts concerning House Wolffort's martial might are put to rest.
Let's go.
Thus marks an end to the tourney and the festivities as a whole. With the spirit of harmony in their hearts, the delegates of each nation make preparations for their return voyages.
Whither the river flows. I'm thinking this is the downturn that I've been waiting for.
Seeing our honored guests off shall be your last lordly duty this day. Now, I remind you.
It is not to be taken lightly. Worry not, Benedict. They shall be sent off with all the pomp they deserve.
I like that we're just hanging out with Dragan. He's just here. He's one of the boys now.
You take to your new role well, Lord Serenoa. As I must now take to my own. Pray, visit me at the mines whenever you have the time.
Okay. We actually made a friend. He wasn't shady. He didn't like try and backstab us. Dragan is a real one, even though he looked sinister, but he can't help that.
Farewell, Frederica. May we never meet again.
I would love that, Erica. Get out of my face.
Thank you for such a productive use of our valuable time.
Oh my god, they're so pretentious.
I do so love interminable speeches and watching brutes play at war. Truly, the spirit of Glenbrook was on display for all to see.
Bro, where is Gustadolph and why is he letting these little shits do this? Setting a bad example for the country. Yeah, Frederica, I feel you. Like, damn. They've been on screen for 2 seconds.
Oh, but I should watch my tongue. Wouldn't want her to go whimpering to brother.
Pay my fool cousin no mind. We have work to do. Work more important than any he could hope to be trusted with.
You right.
I apologize for those two. This was a fruitful day for all in attendance.
So everyone knows that they're just like the worst, but they keep letting them get away with it.
I am glad to hear you say so, General of Lora.
Yes?
I can't believe we lost. I thought you were supposed to be one of Hyzante's greatest warriors.
Our foe was a worthy one. It would be an honor to cross blades again someday.
Thank you for your hospitality. Please give my regards to Lord Simon.
Of course, Minister.
would seem everyone is gathered. You'll find your boats are laden with a bounty of Glenbrook's finest wares, victuals.
Victuals?
King Regna asks that you eat and drink your fill, and toast to our three nations' newfound alliance.
Here, here.
More of that swill you call wine? I suppose I could force myself to partake.
You don't have to drink anything. In fact, you can just jump in the ocean and drink that.
Your king honors us with his generosity. We shall present these as offerings to the goddess of salt. The hierophant, too, will no doubt be overjoyed.
Lord Wolffort, I bring a message from King Regna. He would have you join our guests on their return voyage to serve as their envoy.
What? I gotta get on a boat?
This is a great honor, my lord. You would represent our nation and speak with the king's voice.
If it is His Majesty's wish, it is a duty I will gladly accept. But there are 2 vessels and only one of me. Did King Regna say which of our honored guests I should accompany?
He would leave that decision to you, Lord Wolffort.
Lord Falks, as representative of another of Glenbrook's high houses, will board the ship you do not.
And why was House Tellior not given this honor? Last I knew, our kingdom had 3 high houses, not 2.
Mere fact that you whimper those words before us is answer enough.
Damn, Landroy, you ain't had to say it like that.
Good show at the tourney, Lord Serenoa. You truly are your father's son.
Thanks, Landroy.
The king has seen fit to leave this decision in your hands, and I shall not gainsay his wisdom.
A lord must be worldly as well as wise. I trust you will conduct yourself as befits the lord of a high house.
Thank you, Sir Maxwell, Lord Falks.
The king has entrusted this decision to you, my lord. I suppose you have an idea as to why.
He means to test my judgment. He is waiting to see which I choose and for what reason.
Indeed. We are friendly with both nations now, so neither choice will earn his ire. That said, there is no telling how these relations may change going forward. No doubt, the choice you make will have an effect on our own house's relationship with the nation you choose.
Great.
I understand. This requires careful consideration. Benedict, gather the others. I would hear their opinions on the matter. Then we shall consult the scales of conviction.
At once, my lord.
I do not want to go hang out with the Esfrost. Like, Avlora, she seems cool, but I really don't want to subject the girl to a whole boat ride of Erica and Thalis just talking shit and their snobby voices. I don't think I got it in me. Let's see what's available at the Sundry Shop. Hey, old man. Welcome to the Sundry Shop. You can exchange your kudos for special wares here. House Wolffort's always treated me well. If there's aught I can do to repay your kindness, you need only ask. You'll be able to promote unit classes here too. Fear not. I'll let you know when one of your comrades is ready. At the Sundry Shop, you can exchange kudos for items and promote your allies. Trade Post operates not on coin, but kudos. These kudos can be exchanged for all sorts of items, including I've never seen this word. Quietuses? Okay. Quietuses are commands executed immediately in battle and differ from abilities in 3 key ways. They don't consume a turn, they consume quietus points, quietus points, QP, and each quietus may only be used once per battle. Medals are used to promote a unit's class. They come in limited quantities, and new medals will be added as the story progresses. Well, I only have 37 kudos, so I can buy some books. Which I will do. I want all the knowledge, like any good lordling should have. I kind of need that restore. That seems clutch. Every unit has a class, and each class is divided into ranks. Recruit, Veteran, Elite. Promoting a unit will increase both their stats and maximum TP and unlock new acquirable abilities. Raising a unit's class also changes their appearance in battle. Cool. You can only promote a unit's class if they are at or above the specified level and you have the appropriate medal. Excuse me. Oh. Promoting a unit's class will consume the medal. Okay. Well, I need to be level 10. I don't think any of us are there, so we will not come back to that for quite some time. Ooh, okay, here's a tavern. Well, if it isn't Lord Serenoa, welcome to the Encampment Tavern. Wolffort's soldiers will have a place to relax as long as I'm around, and I plan on sticking with you till the end. Perhaps you ought to consider dropping in for a drink and a chat every so often too, my lord. You can engage in mental mock battles at the tavern. Each battle is different, so choose the one that best suits your aims. You can also replay story battles here. Okay, so I get I get awards from this, rewards. So I can have fiber. And I can replay story battles. So I think I'm not gonna do that right now. But I certainly do want to try. Alright, so it's looking like we gotta go do some scales of conviction. Serenoa decides whether his house will make the journey to the Grand Duchy of Aesfrost or the Holy State of Hyzante.
It seems your first test as Lord has come. 'Tis no small matter either.
Indeed, but I needn't face it alone. I would ask each of you where you think we should go and why. State your case before the scales of conviction. Then we shall decide our destination.
We take a vote and the consensus determines our action. Is that it?
That is correct. So long as my allies walk by my side, their opinions carry equal weight to mine.
Serenoa is such a good, like, lordling.
Such is the way of House Wolffort. As Lord, I shall bear the weight of consequence for the Scales' decision, whatsoever they may be.
You are more serious than usual, my friend.
Well, your dad put me in a tough spot, homie, so...
He understands what it means to be lord of his house.
Benedict, don't do my boy like that in front of me.
Well, I hope you have room for a stowaway, because I'm going to. In secret, of course. I trust the new Lord Wolffort will handle the ponderous negotiations and diplomacy with grace.
Your Highness, you cannot be...
You may stay ashore if you wish,
You know I cannot allow that. If you insist on going, then I shall attend you.
Well then, it would seem the matter is settled.
There is exactly one coin for each of us.
It seems fate has conspired to bring balance to our proceedings.
I feel like Gila's audio is just slightly more quiet than everyone else's.
How curious.
Curious? I see it as a sign that the heavens approve of my joining you.
You are ever the optimist, my friend.
Shall we proceed, my lord? One coin, one vote.
Very well. I would hear each of your thoughts on the matter in turn. Then you shall place your coin upon the scales of conviction and illuminate the road ahead.
Ace Frost or Hyzante, would that we had the time to visit both. Although I may not have my own token of conviction, it is my duty to lend an ear to their arguments. An honest exchange of opinions will hopefully lead to a decision that satisfies all who vote. The path of the story will be determined by the consensus of your party as played out through voting scenes. Each of your allies will cast their vote according to his or her own convictions. As the player, you will be bound by the decision of the majority. Before voting commences, you may attempt to persuade the others to change their mind. Whether or not you attempt to succeeds will only be revealed when the votes are cast. The strength of Serenoa's convictions will affect the chances of success. The key to winning over your party is gathering the necessary information beforehand. That information may not always be found in the same room where the votes are cast, so be proactive in talking to everyone you meet on the journey. Yeah, I'm not surprised that Gila and... Damn, what's her name? Gila and Frederica are like, nah, we gotta go to Hyzante. I really don't want to subject him to Ace Frost again. Like, they just came back from there. Now, it would be good to, like, get on Thalis and Erica's nerves and make them recognize us as peers that are to be respected.
Lord Serenoa.
Ace Frost soldiers are said to be among the strongest in all of Norzelia. However, that is only hearsay. I mean to judge them for myself. Hyzante has its charms as well, I'm sure. What about it appeals to you, my lord? Okay. I wish to see how their touted equality works in practice. For now, it is only words to me. I would like to visit the source. There's nothing else like it in the world. It is said that the skill of their mages are unequaled. Wouldn't you like to test your skills against such a warrior?
Quite true.
I have heard the same. What magic I have seen is impressive enough. I can scarce imagine what a true master could do. I should like to try my hand against one in mock combat, if able. My bow against their spells.
Okay.
Thank you, my lord. I suppose there may be some merit in visiting Hyzante.
Lord Serenoa.
Ace Frost or Hyzante, it makes no difference to me. Where you go, I shall follow. Still, I would like to hear your thoughts on the matter, my lord. They say Hyzante is the nation of salt and sand. Do you have a reason to go there? I hear everyone is treated as equals. I would see the truth of that claim. Equality for all. Can there really be such a place? If so, I would like to walk its streets and speak to its people. Thank you for sharing, my lord. I see now why you wish to visit Hyzante. I've always wondered when I might visit the country where my mother was born. How does she spend her youth? I would very much like to see. Yeah, okay, so, like, I'm gonna have this be her honeymoon present. I'm sure that there's merit to going to Aesfrost, right? Because they're really setting up Aesfrost as the place where you automatically don't want to go just by nature of, like, how shitty the family's being, right? But she doesn't want to go there. She wants to go to her homeland, her mother's homeland. And I'm inclined to give Frederica what she wants currently, so...
Lord Serenoa.
Until now, Frederica's position has offered her few chances to visit Hyzante. Deepening your relations with the Holy State would doubtless be to your benefit as well. Why not use this opportunity to let Frederica realize a long-held wish in the meantime?
Say.
Doubtless Aesfrost will be a close partner in the days ahead. It would be wise to see how they live, don't you think? What reasons have you for wanting to visit Hyzante? The salt from the source has made them prosperous. I would be interested in seeing how that wealth manifests itself.
I suppose.
Ah yes, the source. One can only wonder how it differs from any other body of water. Now that you mention it, I would very much like to see such a sight with my own eyes. I wonder what everyone else thinks. You've given me much to consider, friend.
Listen, lad.
Can't very well say Hyzante holds much appeal to me. Sorcery and Exarm are too clever by half. I'm sure the people of Aesfrost will give a warm reception, even if the weather won't. Ah, you want to go to Hyzante, do you? Care telling me why, my lord? The sand and sun must make people of a different sort than here. I'd be interested in meeting them. I suppose I can't argue with that. It beggars belief to imagine all the green around us replaced with sand. I don't doubt the sands have weathered some mighty hard folk. Could be they had something to teach us.
I've made up my mind.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts on the matter, my lord. Prince Franny and Minister Patriarch are waiting to see our esteemed guests. They ask them if you have any questions on the matter. Oh, I didn't know I could go over here. I should have done that before I talked to the people. Damn, I'm dumb. Okay, well, I'll remember that for next time. King Regna expects great things of you, Lord Serenoa. If there's anything I can do to be of service, simply say the word. I should like to learn more about the holy state of Hyzante. But of course, your curiosity is only natural, seeing as your domain shares a border with the holy state itself. Hyzante is a very devout nation that reveres the goddess of salt and her teachings. The citizens are her followers, and they are led by her oracle, the hierophant, along with the rest of the saintly seven. Hyzante itself is mostly a desert wasteland with the exception of the source. They claim complete ownership over the salt within it, declaring it to be a divine boon from the goddess, therefore making it Norzelia's most wealthy and powerful nation. I heard that the people there enjoy peaceful and prosperous lives. You heard right, but appearances can sometimes be deceiving. As you may already know, it is probably best not to take a Rosellan like Lady Frederica. Oh, should you choose to go to Hyzante. Pray forgive me. I forget myself sometimes. I hope my foolish ramblings have not clouded your judgment. The decision is yours to make, Lord Serenoa, and I'm sure you will choose the most wisely. Lord Wolffort, I know your position as head of your house comes with many responsibilities, but being party to Roland's fancies is not one of them. I hope you understand that. Do I want to try and be friends with Franny? I don't think he's going to listen to reason about his brother. So let's say I hope we can be friends. You cannot win my favor, as you have my brother's. House Wolffort may be a vassal to the crown, but they also possess a very special power. Cozying up to the royal family will do nothing but arouse needless suspicion. My apologies. I'll be more cautious of the boundaries between the high houses and the crown for the sake of the kingdom. I'm glad we have an understanding. I hope you know that I acknowledge both the power and good faith of House Wolffort. Pray do not fan the flames of my brother's foolishness any further. Okay, well, you know what, Franny? I didn't want to be your friend, no way. And I'm already cozy with the royal family because I'm friends with your brother, so...
Lord Serenoa.
Hyzante's Ministry of Medicine is said to be a beacon of progress in both medicine and magic. I believe we could greatly benefit from seeing the fruits of their knowledge with our own eyes.
It is time to cast our votes. Do we journey to the Grand Duchy of Esfrost, or the Holy State of Hyzante? Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
I stand by my decision.
It was a difficult decision, but I believe Esfrost to be the better choice. This is an awfully formal, like, process.
You have my vote.
Where my lord goes, I follow.
I changed my mind.
Hyzante has its charms, I admit. Charms, I mean to see for myself.
Forgive me, lad.
I've been wanting to visit Esfrost for a while. But I still win.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
I'm shook that this thing actually, like, illuminates the decision. What kind of magic is going on with this thing?
The way forward is decided. We journey to Hyzante.
Hey, let's go.
We have decided. We set sail for the holy state of Hyzante. Whether or not it proves to be the right choice will depend on our actions. I trust in you all.
We are ready to set sail, Lord Patriot.
Patriot.
Very good, my lord. When you pay respects to the Holy One and the Saintly Seven, remember that you do so on behalf of our king.
Lord Serenoa, we are honored that you would choose to grace our nation with your presence. That said, I must offer you a warning as well.
It may be in Lady Frederica's best interests to remain here in Glenbrook. I fear there may be some complications were she to come to Hyzante.
Huh?
She is half-sister to the Archduke and my betrothed besides. What complications could there possibly be?
None, if I had any say in it. However, the matter is more delicate than that.
Your lady's hair would draw attention. Unfortunately, none of it favorable.
Can I get a reason why?
My mother's hair. The pink locks of the Rosellain. Mother once told me of how her people fled Hyzante.
Then you know how the Rosellain are viewed in our nation. How the gospel of the goddess regards them as sinners.
Yes, I do. But I am from Esfrost, and I assure you I have committed no sins.
Of course, my lady. Very well then. I will do all in my power to see your visit is a pleasant one.
Thank you. Pray forgive my outburst.
I feel like they didn't actually go into detail, like, what specifically would happen that's gonna make her trip worse. Like, do we need to worry about people throwing tomatoes at us? Like, are people gonna curse us out on the streets?
You've no need to apologize. Still, I must ask, are you certain?
I must go. I would see with my own eyes. See where and how my mother and her people suffered.
By order of King Regna, Serenoa escorts their esteemed guests back home, beyond the forest and over the mountains to a vast sand-swept land. Before long, a grand wall of stone rises before them. Known as the Goddess's Shield, behind it lies the source, Norzelia's only supply of salt. Upon the lake shores of the source towers a giant likeness of the goddess, ever watching over the flourishing city and the palace below. This is the holy state of Hyzante.
A land of sand and sun.
Tales of the goddess's shield, but its grandeur surpasses even my imagination.
Ooh, I like that you can see like the heat waves in the background.
It protected the holy state from both Glenbrook and Esfrost during the war. None in history have succeeded in breaching it. Do you think you might fare better, Lord Serenoa?
I think penetrating these walls would be nigh impossible.
A most courteous answer. I should have expected as much.
Bro, can we get out this heat? It's hot over here. I need some water.
What's that sound?
Could this be?
Is this the hour of worship I've heard so much about?
They gotta worship for a whole hour?
Indeed. Hyzantians offer their prayers up to the goddess's statue every day. They thank her for her blessing, for bestowing us with the source, from which all Norzelia's salt is harvested.
To see every citizen pray is astonishing.
The goddess truly is at the center of all Hyzante, just as the stories say.
Even so, are there none who'd use this time of worship to rob their fellow citizens?
There are none so misguided among the goddess's believers.
All Hyzantians are guaranteed food, clothing, and shelter. The Holy State has done everything in its power to eliminate poverty and ensure equality.
Interesting.
As a result, no one envies others or craves riches for selfish reasons.
Certainly if everyone were equal, there would be naught to fight about.
But achieving absolute equality is impossible.
The words of an unbeliever. The goddess showers her blessings fairly upon all who follow her teachings.
He said, whatever. I'm not going to argue with you.
Before we visit the hierophant, there is one thing I must tell you about Lady Frederica.
Under normal circumstances, the head of our nation would not permit an audience with one of Rosellan extract. We have explained the circumstances, however, and she has been granted special permission to enter the palace as an envoy.
That said, we would ask that Lady Frederica remain silent before the Holy One.
Silent? Why?
I reiterate that typically, she would not be so much as allowed to attend. We ask for your understanding of our creed.
Like, that sucks, because, like, literally her existence is pretty much written as bad in this whole religion. I mean, yay, nice that she gets to go into the like, have an audience with the guy, but she pretty much gotta pretend that she don't exist.
You mean to treat one of Glenbrook's delegates as if she weren't even there?
Prince Roland, you are here in secret. It would not do for you to gainsay another nation's religious creed. I have no objections.
My apologies.
You needn't apologize. Let us do what we came here for.
We appreciate your understanding. Now then, let us show you to the palace.
These, sand houses are cute. There's one just now with mosaic on the ceiling. Very nice.
That is where the hierophant resides.
The hierophant imparts us with the goddess's divine messages.
The Saintly Seven's Minister of Domestic Affairs. He manages all matters related to the nation's public order.
None are allowed to look upon the Holy One's face. None save Minister Edor, who conveys their divine words to us.
Pardon our intrusion. Lord Serenoa Wolffort of Glenbrook has escorted us home on behalf of King Regna.
The hierophant speaks to you.
Oh, his outfit's kind of cool. I like the high neck thing going on. One of the Saintly Seven and the only one permitted to hear the voice of the hierophant.
Serenoa Wolffort, we thank you for your gracious gesture. We are overjoyed and humbled that you have chosen to grace our nation with your presence.
I am unworthy of such high praise, but honored nonetheless.
House Wolffort and Hyzante have shared a deep bond ever since the Sultan War. On behalf of the Saintly Seven, it is my wish that our friendship will be as strong as it was with your Lord Father.
But of course, I strive to one day measure up to his greatness.
Leader of the Saintly Seven and Oracle of the Goddess, little else is known about the hierophant, whose true form is shrouded in mystery.
You will also, in time, succeed Lord Simon as advisor to the mining venture, I hear. The hierophant would hear your true thoughts on the endeavor.
I mean, saying this kind of implies that there's not peace right now. I don't want to talk about profit to them because they're already rich. I mean, I don't... Like, it's less about the profit and more about the like, the change in society that it might make. I think it's a significant stepping stone.
I think it a significant stepping stone toward peace between the three nations.
A safe reply, to say the least, Lord Serenoa.
It is an ideal that I can only hope is shared by all those involved.
If I might ask, what is the ideal to which the Holy One aspires?
I would share the goddess's blessing with all of Norzelia. The Holy One wishes for a world where people are equal. The goddess always watches over those who believe in her. May you all receive her divine protection.
I apologize for visiting you in secret, but there is something I must ask you. I have heard that the people of Hyzante live in equality. They say the goddess showers blessings upon those who follow her teachings. Is that the only reason?
They say the goddess showers those who follow her teachings. Is that the only reason they get blessings? What kind of question is that?
Oh, a studious one you are, Prince Roland. King Regna has raised you well. Of course, the goddess's teachings are at the core of the equality our citizens enjoy. But there are many measures taken by the Holy State to ensure the happiness of our people.
Minister Lila's Ministry of Medicine, which dedicates itself to the study of preserving life, is another example of this. The results of their research have allowed many people to overcome illness and injury and live long, healthy lives.
Fascinating. I would like to hear more about Hyzante's medical discoveries.
I see we managed to pique your interest. Minister Lila, I leave our guests in your capable hands. Pray, show them around the ministry, and let them admire Hyzante's pursuit of life and magic.
Okay, we got some side story. Let's see. Frederica and Cordelia talk about their brother Roland in his absence. Yeah, what are they saying?
Brother, where is Roland? I've yet to see him today.
Why are you asking him of all things when he's just going to tell you to stop whining about it?
And you shan't, for he has left. Took it upon himself to join the mission abroad.
This house has some nice, like, wooden patterns on the floor.
He did? I see.
Again, prioritizing his personal wishes above his station. Is there no end to his selfishness?
You haven't any love for him, have you?
Love. I would rather think of him as little as humanly possible.
Yeah. So why did you lie earlier when you said you care for him? I have seen no evidence of this whatsoever. Like, anything he does, it's just, like, disappointing.
How can you say that? He's family.
Royal family, and our duty is to the crown above all. Do not look to Roland for inspiration if you wish to carry yourself in a manner befitting your station, dear Cordelia.
Cordelia has not one lick of happiness in this house. She probably gonna be married off. Okay, well that was a quick scene. Let's see. Anything else that I need to know about? That's looking like a no. So let's go. House Wolffort is invited to the Ministry of Medicine, though Frederica cannot help but feel less than welcome in their midst. These fountains are absolutely gorgeous.
Look, a Rosellan. I heard she's an envoy from Glenbrook.
Like, we got the swingy golden thing with the smoke coming out. We got the potted palm trees. Okay, the mosaic, the tile, stained glass windows.
Be that as it may, is her kind even allowed to enter our halls?
I'm with Lila. If you have an issue with it, take it up with Lila. Sir, are you a Saintly Seven? Who are you? A researcher at Hyzante's Ministry of Magic. He feels frustration at not being able to choose his own research topics. Okay, well then you can't say shit.
I can only assume she received special permission, since Minister Lila's showing her around.
See, the one who observed used more than 3 of his brain cells.
Ironic, considering the wishes of us researchers are hardly ever granted.
What a splendid facility you have here. I can see why your nation excels in the medical arts.
Normally, only ministry staff are allowed in. Having outsiders view our work is unprecedented.
We cannot thank you enough for your generosity.
If I heard correctly, it sounds like you are researching life itself.
Which means what exactly?
That we are. In order to cure illnesses and injuries, we must set our sights high.
Even illnesses deemed uncurable in other nations?
Especially those, Benedict.
There is no miracle panacea in this world, but we like to think nothing is impossible.
Wonderful. And would you be willing to share those results with others, should you achieve them?
If you believe in the goddess's teachings, yes. At least, that is what I would expect the Holy One to say.
Minister Lila, the preparations for the experiment are complete.
My apologies, but I must get back to work. You are free to take a look around. However, I ask you to not enter the restricted areas.
Of course, nothing is free in the Ministry, nor anywhere in Hyzante.
He says to a bunch of people to pique their interest and then leave forever. You don't even have a name.
And of course, when people are forced to adhere to teachings, there are some who will resist.
Who might you be?
Just a researcher, nothing more.
He said, help, we are being held hostage.
Serenoa, I could use some fresh air, if you don't mind.
But of course, let us take a break outside.
Oh, I can't explore the facility. Ooh. How are you faring, Frederica? Better than before, thank you, but I should like to rest in the shade for a spell. But of course, rest as long as you like. I should take a moment to get to know the city. Some merchants are open for business during the exploration phase and may be selling rare items you'll not find at the provisioner in the encampment. It would be wise to speak with any shopkeepers you meet. Roger, Roger. Do you wish to enter the Ministry of Magic? Yeah, actually, I do want to see what's inside. The goddess saves all who believe in her. We research so that we may aid her to that end. Oh. Okay, I guess I can just be up here. Don't mind me just walking around on the fucking ceilings. Oh, I just remembered. I have a... I have another HP ring, which I'm going to use. And then we have an ice amulet. So I'm just going to go ahead and give it to Serenoa. There's no reason not to. They claim their city is peaceful, but there were soldiers aplenty in the streets of the Ministry. It really makes one wonder. The Ministry's research helps save lives, and I'm proud to be a part of that. This is as far as you go. Only those with the goddess's permission can enter. Researchers are highly respected in Hyzante. The Ministry is a symbol of our nation's knowledge and a source of the people's pride. It's our honor to help the sick and the injured. The study of life fascinates me so. We may even unlock the secret to immortality someday. Researchers immerse themselves in whatever the goddess bids them study. Devoting our time to those studies is what brings us the greatest joy. This area is off limits. There are more delicate matters being researched up ahead. As such, I'll have to ask you to turn back. I want to take a dip in this pool. The goddess's teachings unite the people. They are what govern this nation. Perhaps there is something to be learned in all of this. Yes, 600. Alright. It's rare for foreign dignitaries to be allowed into the Ministry. Take your time looking around. From the source to the shield, and the thriving city between them, I can scarcely decide what has me more impressed. I can only imagine that people feel the same way, judging by the smiles on their faces. See, this house is so completely different from the one in Glenbrook. We got potted plants. We got, whatever this tall thing is. Some nice wall shelves. Okay, some nice brick instead of log. It is thanks to the hierophant that we want for nothing. Got some nice bedrolls. Oh, where's their kitchen? I guess it's this? Have you seen the great big wall around the city? That's called the Goddess's Shield. It protects us and the salt from any who would do us harm. Alright, what you got? Welcome. How can I be of service today? Interesting. You have one-use elemental attacks. Might buy an oil jug. Like 3, maybe? We already can use fire. Let's get... we already have one ice stone. Let's get a windstone and a thunderstone. And we'll leave it at that. Hyzante is a blessed nation, one where everyone lives in peace. But if you happen to see anyone suspicious, be sure to alert the nearest sentry. The source, sorry, can't say I know much about it. It's a sacred place that a select few are allowed to enter. Must be nice having the freedom to roam about another's nation. Alright, sorry. Ooh, this one's even nicer. They got a nice, like, long fan. They got a nice table. Okay, let's read these notes. Oh, I forgot I bought all of these. Okay. Positioned on a branch of an eastern tributary of the Norzellia River, Wolffort Harbor enjoys prosperity as a stop along the trade route between the three great nations of the realm. It served a second purpose of protecting Castle Wolffort during the Salt Iron War, but after the conflict ended, Lord Simone reformed it to a port. Now, one would be hard-pressed to see any signs of military fortress, what it once was. That said, it is still a valuable strategic location, since it is the closest settlement in Glenbrook to the Hyzantean border. As a bit of an aside, the tributary upon which Wolffort Harbor sits on is home to a rare species of fish, the Wolffort char. They are absolutely exquisite when fried. If you ever find yourself in the domain when they are in season, I highly recommend sampling this delicacy for yourself. Cavalry and hawk riders are known for their superior mobility. This grants them the ability to move freely across the battlefield, although venturing too far from their allies leaves them without support and puts them at risk of concentrated enemy attack. They should therefore stay close to the main force and utilize their mobility to either flank or get behind enemies who draw near. While acting alone can be dangerous, a team of 3 or more cavalry units or hawk riders can prove quite advantageous in battle. They can provide much needed support to each other and actively interpret enemy troops or assail soldiers lurking in the distance. Doing so would separate them from allies with healing magic, so recovery pellets would be a must. Alone, cavalry units and hawk riders are challenging to handle, but their real strength lies in their numbers. So what is the best way to make use of their exceptional mobility? The question gives you insight into a commander's true worth. One must be swift but never hasty. Speed can be your greatest asset or your greatest enemy. The Kingdom of Glenbrook is the oldest of the 3 nations existing today. Though there have been changes to the branches' families, the blood of the founder still runs along the veins of the current king Regna. The holy state of Hyzante asserts that their nation was founded first, according to the goddess's scriptures, and that Glenbrook's long history is a fabrication of later generations. Glenbrook has continued to ignore these claims. The Grand Duchy of Aesfrost was founded by the Archduke's family, who shared a common ancestor with the royal family of Glenbrook. They insisted upon their right to succeed the throne up until the Salt Iron War began, and denied the current royal family's role. But when the war began, they acknowledged the family's legitimacy, and the 2 nations formed a secret alliance. It is said that King Regna required the former Archduke Zygmunt to officially recognize his role in order to enter into the alliance. Interesting. I guess that makes sense because the war officially broke out because of the salt, right? So that would mean Glenbrook and Aesfrost teaming up against Hyzante. After the Salt Iron War fought over Hyzante's sole ownership of salt, the Norzellia Consortium was established to oversee the equal distribution of salt and iron to the realm. The 3 nations brought together trade specialists to create this neutral and impartial organization as agreed upon in the Accords. The consortium's success in fair trade contributed greatly to the reconstruction of Norzellia, which had been ravaged by the war. The Kingdom of Glenbrook, rich in agriculture and fisheries, prospered due to the stable influx of salt from the consortium. The people were able to produce large quantities of salted meat, dried fish, dairy products, and more. Exports of these goods helped restore national power. Though it was thought to be the dawn of a new age for Norzellia, Hyzante began to strengthen its voice within the consortium as the reconstruction progressed. In Aesfrost, on the other hand, the situation could not have been worse. Its already small population suffered the greatest numbers of casualties during the war, and reviving the iron industry was taking longer than anticipated. To make matters worse, salt prices soared within the duchy due to taxes and transportation fees from distant Hyzante. Though iron exports were meant to balance salt imports, the nation's labor and iron shortage caused it to accrue a large trade deficit. Though the consortium was meant to adjust that imbalance, it did not take any drastic measures. Rather, it leaned more towards Hyzante in establishing salt as the main axis of trade. There were some who believed that the hierophant, unable to accept that the war had ended in a draw due to the injuries on all sides, had a hand in this and wished Aesfrost to take responsibility for the war. Though the truth is unknown, it is undeniable that Aesfrost is the only nation at such a major disadvantage. The duchy's dissatisfaction naturally mounted, and a tension much like the one before the Salt Iron War began descended upon Norzelia. A concerned King Regna and House Wolffort then summoned the other nations to participate in a joint mining venture at the Grand Norzelian Mines. Their aim was not only to ease the tension between the duchy and the Holy State, but also offer support for the former irons industry and correct the trade imbalance between both nations. The entire realm watches this new venture with hopeful eyes, praying that it will finally create the much-needed balance between salt and iron and restore the original functions of the Norzelia Consortium. If it succeeds, then perhaps our realm will finally know peace and tragedies of the Salt Iron War will be a thing of the past. The Norzelia River has two tributaries with unique properties. The western branch, running from the snowy Norzelian Mountains, is filled with water year-round. Although the water levels are now under control, the tributary was once turbulent and prone to floods. Many areas with swift currents still remain, however, and prove challenging to inexperienced sailors. Only Aesfrost ships, armed with the full knowledge of the river's waters, are able to navigate those currents. The other tributary, stemming from the eastern deserts, flows calmly throughout. The gentle sloping of the river also allows for easy upstream passage. Water transport flourishes for most of the year, although low water levels in some seasons makes the voyage near impossible for large vessels. The two branches converge in a single mighty river at Glenbrook and flow south to the Norzelia Falls. That was a lot of information. Alright, they got pots, they got plants, got a little... I mean, maybe they sleep here? Got a little tray? They're just so well designed. Like, look at the flower, the brick flower inlaid upon the brick. Like, they didn't have to do all that. I feel like this environment is a labor of love. The goddess's teaching condemns the Rosellain to backbreaking labor at the source to atone for the crime. Oh, so we got slaves here? Of their forebears. I know it is the way of their nation, and yet it doesn't sit well with me. Pray, take care of Lady Frederica. I had no doubt this weighs heaviest upon her. The goddess is on our side. Should another war arise, I know she would ensure the Holy State's victory. Hyzante is a wonderful city. Please, enjoy your time here to your heart's content. However, I ask that you not interrupt Minister Sorsley's work. And please, stay away from the source. As one of the Saintly Seven, I manage the production and shipment of salt. That is to say, I single-handedly bear the burden of Hyzante's finances. I can only imagine I was bestowed with such a venerable position in recognition of my unwavering faith of the goddess. Minister Sorsley oversees all Hyzante's dealings in salt, the foundation of their nation's wealth. It is a crucial job even among the Saintly Seven. I must ask you to turn back. The source is just ahead, but you'll have to turn back. Only those with proper permission can enter it. Patrol around the source is always tight. You cannot pass through here. This is just between you and me, but not everyone is happy with the hierophant. Though honestly, I don't understand why. Interesting. Minister Exarm is always thinking of ways to make our nation even greater. He may be young, but he's still a role model to us all, though it seems he views Minister Sorsley with distaste. I had heard that Minister Exarm was in charge of military and diplomatic affairs, but he seems to go above and beyond for his nation. I can't help but wonder where his aversions to Minister Sorsley stems. In Hyzante, the goddess's teachings determine where you work. Even at the Ministry of Medicine, you're only allowed to research subjects decided by the goddess, though I cannot deny the significance of their results. Could the streets really be that safe in a city this wealthy? Wish I could say the same of Glenbrook. Speaking of which, we should get ourselves some souvenirs before we head home. I'm sure your father'd be happy to know you thought of them. I already talked to Gila, right? Yes, I did. Everyone in Hyzante knows the goddess's teachings. Obey the teachings and serve your nation. You shall receive the goddess's blessing. It is not wealth that drives Hyzante, but faith and happiness of her people. It seems idealistic to think that a nation can be built on faith alone. But what is it that brings the people such happiness? I thought the answer different for everyone. I'm gonna say... this one's hard because all of these are really good questions. I want to know about their happiness. It seems idealistic to think a nation can be built on faith alone. If the people are left dissatisfied, will their faith not waver? There is no one who is free of desire. If those desires are not met, it is only natural that the people would become dissatisfied, no? What is Hyzante doing to address such dissatisfaction? We needn't do anything. You only take a look around to see. There are no needs or desires left unmet here. I know that Aesfrost and Glenbrook still struggle with poverty and corruption, but here in Hyzante, things are different. The goddess leaves none of her followers wanting. I see. That answered nothing, but thank you, Minister. Do the Saintly Seven have the people completely under their thumb? I always knew the goddess and her followers looked upon Rosellan with disdain, yet I can't help but worry for my people. I suppose my ancestors did something so unforgivable that we have yet to earn the goddess's forgiveness. But the Rosellan who committed those crimes have long since passed. In House Wolffort, people are judged by their deeds and not their circumstances of their birth. Alright, I think I got everything. There were only 2 houses to enter. Oh wait, did I come in here? The goddess decides what those at the Ministry of Medicine should study, so they do not squander their time pondering it themselves. I had best regroup with the others.
We got our hands on a fine souvenir thanks to Lady Frederica.
It is quite the feat indeed. Serenoa has terrible taste when it comes to gifts.
What is the gift?
Thank you indeed, Frederica.
It was my pleasure.
Should we ask Minister Lila about what ails Lord Sima?
No. Even now, Lord Simone commands great influence. He cannot let others know about his condition.
I understand. Not even our allies can know of our weaknesses, lest they use them against us.
Sorry, I know I'm getting these chips like right beside the mic.
Indeed. We cannot risk exposing ourselves to such danger for the young lord's sake as well.
Oh, Lord. What's happening?
What was that?
It appears there is a stir around the ministry.
I shall investigate.
We get to see the one crime that they said doesn't typically happen. Alright, let's go. Why are pizza Pringles so good?
Anna, what happened?
And we got 3 men down. What's going on?
Some researchers at the ministry ran off with its secrets.
Oh. On the same day we visited? Okay.
Do you think my ministry was infiltrated by unbelievers?
You see what's really interesting about this is that they say that their true believers don't want for anything or commit crimes and stuff, and anyone who does is just labeled an unbeliever, so they keep their stats clean. You know what I mean? Like, you actually believe in the goddess, but I don't know, you really hate this guy, so you punch the fuck out of him. Well, you're not a real believer now because you know, incited violence on someone else, so straight to jail with you.
Unbelievers?
Heathens who reject the goddess's teachings.
Or do we count as heathens to you?
At their head is a researcher named Plinius, who escaped with some of our most valuable findings.
I've seen Plinius.
You must retrieve these documents for us, Exham.
Exham.
Consider it done. But they could be anywhere in town by now. I will need all the eyes I can get on the lookout.
I must remain here at the ministry. Their spies may still be among us.
Minister Exham, we would be happy to be of service.
We are in your debt, Lord Serenoa.
The men we pursue are researchers, proficient in the arcane arts. The insight of one versed in their ways would be invaluable to us.
Take Coretin with you. He is one of my most talented researchers. Coretin, you are to go with House Wolffort and help them retrieve our research from Plinius.
As you wish, Minister.
All right, my friends. The pursuit begins.
Are we just gonna jump right into battle, or I actually gotta go find them first? Alright, I gotta defeat Plinius or lose all allied forces. I think our encampment and inventory stuff are fine. So there was a limit to the number of units you may deploy. Units over this threshold go into your reserves, but will not be participating in the battle. Use the X button to access the screen where you can change deployed and reserved units. Units that may prove especially helpful in battle are marked with recommended. There is no penalty if you do not deploy these recommended units.
I won't let you down.
I mean, how many people can I have? 7? I can have this many, like, allies? There's, like, 20 boxes over, or not 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 36 boxes right here. Okay, so we need her, hot girl, whatever. I mean, listen, Benedict is fine, but I don't think he has as much utility as someone like Eridor. So, and like Anna's double tap is Chef's Kiss, so we're going with that. Okay, let's figure out how to divvy this up. Anna, Gila. I think that's fine, actually. I think we're ready to go.
Plinius, give yourself up. There is no escape for heathens like yourself. Even attempting to steal our nation's secrets is a grave crime. One I know you have not forgotten.
This research is my life's work. I have poured my blood, sweat, and tears into it. What is so wrong with treating it as my own?
Plinius, such an untainted passion for knowledge cannot hope to survive here.
I had heard that Hyzante was a land without strife. It would seem that was too good to be true.
Duh, Serenoa. Duh.
We mustn't allow Plinius and his lackeys to get away. After them.
I'd be so mad if I was helping someone with something and then I got called a damn lackey. You can enter simulation mode by pressing the A button on a unit other than yourself. This allows you to test the consequences of various actions on the selected unit without actually performing them.
My turn.
Okay, let's turn this around, because... Actually, is it better this way? Who's going first? Anna. I'm gonna move her in a place where she's not gonna get hit.
For victory.
I'm gonna keep him here.
You leave me with no recourse.
The hunt is on.
I'd like to get her in a position where she can attack from above, since that's where she does the most damage.
I must keep fighting.
Forward. Take you on.
I imagine he's probably very weak. To magic, specifically.
I shall do what I can.
Gila's staying behind because I'm not letting her get got.
I will end this.
Oh, damn. I gave them the perfect position to do that. Oh, hold up. He looking kind of good. Long hair, angry expression.
Come on. Most interesting.
Casting an ice attack on a freezable square will freeze it, though there are exceptions to this rule. Squares that are frozen reduce mobility and accuracy of any unit standing on them. Frozen tiles can be melted by fire attacks, though there are also exceptions to that.
Your orders?
Okay, I'm gonna attack someone twice. But I can't do that yet. I think I'm gonna put myself, like, right here. We're gonna throw a thunderstone, just cause.
For you.
Okay, I guess we'll also throw a, one stone.
For you.
My turn.
Will I kill him if I do the double thrust? No, but it's close.
My lance strikes true.
34 is a lot.
Take flight. This ends now.
Hey, let's go.
I will fight to my last breath.
You leave me with no recourse. You will regret ridiculing me. The price for such insolence is your life.
I really want to nap on these roofs with like these like cushions and rugs and stuff. Like, just imagine taking a nice afternoon nap in the sun.
Cold wind blows. Wasted time.
Defeat is not an option.
How you'll be dead in a second. Here, let me tell you something. We need to kill that guy. I did not realize he was a healer. Oh, she about to go.
Realize the gulf between our skills.
I shall do what I can. Your wounds are healed. Much obliged. With clear eyes, I move forward.
For those in need, I would like to know what that does.
I'll take you on. Time to die.
Allow me.
I would like I'm gonna kill this guy. Or at least harm him so Anna can take him out. Puddles will form when it rains, a fire attack is cast on a snow or frozen square, or an ice attack is cast on squares set ablaze. The effects of lightning attacks will travel through puddles, damaging all units standing upon them, which is cool. I really like that added, like, element.
Where was I? I do not miss.
Dang, he got destroyed.
Time to work. This is the end. I feel stronger already.
I won't lose.
Time to take flight.
You know what I want to do? I want to come over here. And I want to attack this healer. Don't yell. You was talking about how you wanted to fight someone that was a mage. Let's go. We're definitely coming up here.
Here. Very well then. Take this. Wasted time.
Shall we begin?
This was destined to occur.
Shall we begin?
Okay, Gila. Heal Anna.
Allow me. Much obliged.
What are you gonna do? You gonna heal yourself? No, he just moved.
I've been waiting for this. Show me what you're made of.
I fight for peace.
I don't have the means to cast my spells currently, so...
My turn.
We got the back attack combo.
My turn.
My lance strikes true.
The hunt is on. Take that.
Now.
Okay, okay.
When a wolf is cornered.
I kind of need to run over to Gila. Because I'm like less than half health. Maybe she can like pop over here somehow. I'm gonna delay his strike.
You leave me with no recourse.
Realize the gulf between our skills.
Shall we begin?
Can I heal Serenoa? No, I would have to move even further. So I'm just gonna move here to get these spoils. And I guess I'm gonna cure X-Arm since he's helping us.
You have my thanks.
I fight for peace.
But I'm actually unable to do anything from here. Her movement is not great.
To work. Very effective.
You understand, don't you, Coretin? You must let me go.
As a fellow researcher, I understand your plight. Even so, I do not condone this.
Yeah, like, where do you think you're gonna go with that information?
I've been waiting for this. I'll be your shield.
Time to work.
I won't lose. Onward and upward.
I was on mute.
Time to take flight.
Alright, we can take flight, but we actually can't do much because your mobility isn't, like, fantastic.
They have to survive. Cold wind blows. When a wolf is cornered. Ah! You are not worthy of my time.
I fight for peace. Two ashes. What?
Why are you saying what like you don't know what happened?
Cool heads shall prevail.
I'm just gonna heal just because it's like an easy way to get her XP.
My apologies.
Steady now.
Actually can't use Actually, I don't want to go here because I feel like he's gonna blast. Okay. How much? He's not gonna blast me. He only has 1 point of energy. I was afraid that if I stay here, he's gonna like hit me in the middle of these 3 for like a really nice AoE attack, but he don't got that energy.
I will end this.
Ha! That tickled! I love the battle. I won't lose.
Move 4 squares in a straight line, dealing physical damage to enemies 3 squares along the way. Okay, so we got... I'm just gonna do Lance, because there's only 1 enemy. I feel like it's a little bit of a waste.
Here I come. This ends now.
Yup.
My pride is my shield.
Shall we begin? This was destined to occur.
Carefully.
No more spoils on the board, I believe, so... Let's walk over here, and then Gila can actually heal me.
I can still fight.
I will end this. Allow me. Wait. A sound strike.
I'm sorry, guy. Like, I understand, but you should have waited on a different day.
In reach. I fight for peace.
Are we not finished?
We are not.
I see. So Ice heeds your call.
Haven't we met before? What is your name?
Interesting. You can have little interactions between characters.
I'm no one of note, I'm afraid. You must have me mistaken for someone else. I shall do what I can. Your wounds are healed.
My thanks. I'll show you what I'm made of.
Let's go.
You're open. Wait. A sound strike.
For victory.
Sorry, guy, but you gotta go.
Brace yourself.
Oh, I should have stood on the high ground. I would have got more little points.
Your pawn? I am merely...
He's definitely getting executed or sent to the salt mines.
What did you hope to do with our secrets? Sell them for riches?
No. We wished only for freedom in our research.
I wonder if they were gonna go to, there's so many names. What's it called? Ace Frost?
Knowing we would be granted no such liberty here, we were left with no choice.
I see. You rebel against her teachings, as I suspected. Take them away.
I don't think I'm ever seeing Plinius again.
You have our gratitude, Lord Serenoa. could not have apprehended the heretics without you.
What will happen to them now?
They will be punished for their wrongdoings, of course. Defying the goddess's teachings is the most grave crime one can commit in Hyzante.
And, like, what's the specific list of those crimes? I feel like you could say... You could put a great many of things under that.
I see now. Equality here stems from their thorough elimination of heretics.
You did well, Coretin. For your efforts, you deserve a reward.
If you insist, I do have a request. I would like permission to embark on a journey. I wish to learn more about the medicines of other lands.
Greater knowledge of medicine would prove useful in our studies of life. I will consider it.
He's trying to get the heck out of Dodge.
Take our leave here.
He said, I feel the same as these guys, but I can't go about it the same. Grant me leave to study, and then he's actually just never going to come back.
Master Coretin, thank you for your help today.
There's something I would speak with you about. Do you have a moment?
Of course. Spill the tea.
This place is too conspicuous. Let us talk elsewhere.
You wish to leave Hyzante?
Yes. I wish to study magic, not medicine.
Just before, you spoke of wanting to observe medical treatment in other nations.
Girl, he lied. Through his teeth.
Merely a pretense to gain permission to leave. We cannot research freely in Hyzante. We are simply tasked with fulfilling our designated roles. Furthermore, no matter how revolutionary our discoveries may be, the world at large will never know them.
You mean to say you tire of Hyzante's secrecy?
You're not much different than those so-called heretics, then. Could it be you feel some connection with them?
To tell the truth, I was well aware of Plinius' plan. But I was a coward. One who could neither stop nor join them. And because of it, I ended up capturing those with whom I sympathized. I wish never to feel this way again.
And thus you mean to leave the holy state entirely?
What else is he gonna do, Serenoa? He wants to study magic, they won't let him, and he sympathizes with people who are heretics and who are gonna be decapitated. He has to go.
Yes, I have no intention of returning to the ministry.
Ooh, you heard it here first.
Which is why I must ask if you would allow me to journey with you, as a member of House Wolffort.
Oh, you just want to join my house? I mean, anything to get out, I guess, sure.
My lord, while he may be a unique character, he undoubtedly possesses a great understanding of the arcane.
I thought Benedict was going to be like, nah, this would be awkward as hell for the next meeting that we have with Hyzante.
There is one thing I must know. Would you be troubled traveling alongside my betrothed, knowing her heritage?
See, Serenoa is such a good guy. Like, he doesn't even think about the trouble with Hyzante in the future. He's like, are you going to be down with my wife? Because if not, you can't be here.
Not at all. I'm abandoning Hyzante and the goddess's teachings with it. On the contrary, Lady Frederica's magic fascinates me. I would love to learn more about it.
Oh, okay, this took a shift.
But of course.
Very well then. Welcome to our ranks, Coretin.
He don't care who he learned magic from as long as he learns it.
Pursue your studies to your heart's content. I only ask that you put them to use on House Wolffort's behalf.
Of course. You have my thanks, Lord Serenoa.
They didn't even grant him permission to leave yet, but he's already making his plans. Coretin freezes the field and slows enemies with ice magic. He can freeze squares, hindering enemy movement, and create icy obstructions. Anything else going on? Oh, yes. At Ironstone, a certain report reaches the ears of the Archduke.
Thalus, how does Dragan fare?
Oh, you care about... He's kind of handsome in like a villainy kind of way. Archduke of Aesfrost, a firm believer in freedom, he is a broad-minded and level-headed ruler who has brought his nation to new heights by promoting those with skill rather than social status. So then why was his brother promoted instead of someone else?
As blustery and boastful as ever, brother. He is simply beside himself that his contributions to the mine have been recognized.
So he has achieved a measure of success. Perhaps I underestimated him.
What concern is he of ours? He is Svarog's son and of thinner blood.
We are not Glenbrook or Hyzante, Thalus. In Aesfrost, a man is judged for his deeds, not his pedigree.
It's amazing that he's saying this because, like, these two clearly don't believe that. They are clearly judging people based on, like, their family and their blood. Where's the disconnect?
And yet you have appointed me Prime Minister, have you not?
Mm-hmm. What about that?
I have given you an opportunity, brother. Do not be mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
If you wish to keep your position, prove to me you are deserving of it.
You thought this was gonna be easy.
Understood, brother mine.
Dear brother, do with Thalus as you please, but I bid you be wary of Dragan and Svarog.
Svarog.
I've reason to believe they've designs on higher seats.
If they mean to overthrow me, then let them try. I shall relish the opportunity to crush them.
Erica just sowing the seeds. I mean, she might be right. I have no clue. I haven't even met Svarog yet, but... Okay, that was that. Let's leave Hyzante and see if they're gonna let Coretin come with me.
It's time we head home. You aren't forgetting anything, are you, my lord?
Eridor, I told you, I'm not a child anymore.
I'm sorry, my lord. Whenever I see your face, I can't help but think of the lad I once knew.
Can you not lower your voice? You'll disturb the whole city at this rate.
House Wolffort certainly is lively.
Lively is the word for it, Coretin.
Indeed. I've never seen such a big, happy family.
I'm glad they allowed you to travel with us.
As am I. I intend to revolutionize the world with my research.
You know what? I think that Lila knows about Coretin. Like, I kind of feel like they're two peas in a pod. But Lila is just like, whatever, I'll just do my stuff. But when she sees Coretin going about what he wants to do in a smart way, she's like, okay, if you can play by the rules of society, I'll help you.
Very well and good, but we also have a wedding to prepare for. Busy times lie ahead, Frederica.
Yes.
Don't sound so sad, I'm right here.
Let us make it a grand wedding. You Huette, prepare an extravagant gift worthy of my best friend.
Yes, Your Highness.
It seems I'm just in time.
What you want, XR? XAM?
I came to thank you and see you off on behalf of the Holy One.
We are the ones who should thank you. Glenbrook and House Wolffort shall not forget your kindness.
I'm happy to have seen Hyzante with my own eyes. Till we meet again.
Prince Roland, Lord Serenoa, the future of Norzelia is in the hands of the young, those like ourselves. I much look forward to our next meeting.
We have heard much about how all in Hyzante are blessed by the goddess's teachings. And yet, they told us almost nothing of the Rosellan.
You didn't ask, though.
What sort of lives do they live here? What sort of life did Mother lead?
Is something the matter, Frederica?
Forgive me. I was merely lost in thought.
Thoughts of the Rosellan, I presume.
Yes. I wondered what effect it might have on your relations with Hyzante, now that we are to wed.
Right now, our three nations work together, but none can say what the future holds. Whatever may occur, know that you will not have to bear it alone. It will be a burden for all of House Wolffort to bear, together.
Thank you, Serenoa.
His diplomatic visit as Lord of the House complete, Serenoa returns to the Wolffort domain. Safely within Glenbrook, Roland and Huette retire to Whitehome in the Crown City. Alas, there is no time for rest in House Wolffort, as Serenoa soon finds himself swept up in preparations for his wedding to Frederica. Dragan, meanwhile, presides over the blasting of a new tunnel at the Grand Norzelian Mines.
A new dawn. Oh! So we just started blasting.
That should be the end of that bothersome bedrock. Investigate it at once.
I think that was a glitch. That man, is he okay? I'll be walking backwards and shit.
What in the name of iron?
What'd you find?
What is it? Do we require more explosives?
No, Lord Dragan. You best come see for yourself.
What the? It couldn't be.
Do I get to know? Nope, it's a mystery.
That
Salt,
settles
maybe?
the wedding program, then. We still must decide upon the wedding dress, however.
Not we, Benedict. Surely the lady herself must decide. What do you desire, Frederica?
Well...
Hadn't you mentioned wanting to dress in the Rosellan custom for the ceremony?
Then you'd best ask the Rosell about that. There's a Rosellan village here in the domain. I'm sure they'd make you a dress if you asked.
But what of the other nations in attendance? Surely Hyzante would not look kindly upon it.
Yo, Frederica, we don't care about the other nations and what they think. Like, we already accepted you. We are telling you you can get your dress, girl. We accept you. Come on.
Lord Simon, is it true that you assisted the Rosell who fled Hyzante during the war, and that you then granted them asylum here?
Aye, that is how the Rosell came to live within our domain.
It was a source of great tension, but in the end, Lord Simon's perseverance prevailed, and a group of Rosell found new homes here. To this day, the Holy State demands they be returned to Hyzante, citing their goddess's teachings as justification.
They're out of their damn mind.
The roots of the conflict run deep. Nevertheless, it is our duty to protect those who we have sworn to take under our wing.
Like, you don't have a monopoly on where people live and exist just because you think they're the bad guys in your religion.
Should you choose to dress in the Rosellan custom, we shall stand behind you every step of the way.
Is that so? Then... I see not how I could refuse such a kindness.
I shall accompany you to the village. To tell the truth, I have never been there myself. It would be a good opportunity to get to know them, to strengthen our bonds.
As is your duty, my son.
Rosellan custom it is, then. Let us depart at once to make the request.
Aye, all of us. Ooh, I can't wait to see what they come up with.
I'm glad that this girl is finding a place where she belongs, where she don't gotta worry too much about her pink hair. See, that village is a little too close to the Hyzante border for me. I would have been like, put it on the other side. Like, put it closer to Aesfrost. Anything else going on? No. Okay, so Serenoa visits the Rosellan village in the domain for the first time in hopes that they will make his betrothed's wedding dress. Very important stuff.
Greetings and welcome, Lord Serenoa and Lady Frederica. My name is Jerome. I bid you welcome on behalf of the Rosell. And congratulations on your engagement, as well as assuming lordship of your house.
You have my gratitude. We hope you will continue to lend your support to House Wolffort.
You have my word. I owe your Lord Father a great debt. Though even were that not the case, you are engaged to one of our own in Lady Frederica. Few things could bring us more joy. We shall make the finest dress you have ever seen.
On that subject, I have one humble request. I would like to incorporate this pendant into the design.
The pendant you're never without.
'Tis one of a kind, left to me by my late mother. She was one of the Rosellan refugees who fled Hyzante during the war and found her way to Aesfrost.
Where she became a concubine. Did she have a choice in the matter?
In a twist of fate, she fell in love with the former Archduke, and thus was I born. In secret, of course.
Okay, well, she fell in love. I guess that's fine.
After I was born, she was sent back to Hyzante, where she met her end.
That's fucked. The Archduke couldn't do nothing about that? What the heck? Why are you gonna sit? Okay.
Never leaves you. Pray fashion the dress in this pendant's image.
It shall be done, my lord. Let us delay no further. Lady Frederica, please step inside, that we may take your measurements.
Thank you kindly.
See, girl, you with your people. We can come here every weekend if you
The
want.
measurements may take some time, Lord Serenoa. Perhaps you'd care to take a stroll and see the village while you wait.
I'd very much like that. Thank you.
Perhaps I'll have a look around the village to get to know its people while they're taking her measurements. Yes, I want to know all about these people. Lord Simon offered us his protection without a word about our origins or our troubled history. His generosity is boundless, and I fear we shall never repay it. Instead, I simply pray that our village remains protected. I bear a great responsibility to these people. It falls to me to keep their land free from harm, no matter the cost. Okay, we got some brick in here, some high ceilings, herbs, potatoes, I think, some bacon. Oh, let's read these notes. Situated at the edge of the Hyzantean desert, the Citadel of the Sands is the Holy State's first line of defense. It has been the site of countless battles throughout history, including the vicious border skirmishes on the Salt Iron War. Due to its importance, one of the Saintly Seven has always overseen its command. After the Salt Iron War, Minister Sorsley Ende assumed the position and began the work developing the Citadel into a trading post. To think that a place that had witnessed so much bloodshed could transform into a peaceful hub of commerce. Life is truly full of surprises. Perhaps that is why, though Hyzante rarely gets visitors from other lands, here I often catch glimpses of peoples whose providence I cannot discern. Or perhaps it is only in my imagination. What does that mean? The Rosellan share a portion of the forest bounty with House Wolffort each year, as thanks for their safekeeping. Their quality pelts and fresh fruit make for a significant portion of House Wolffort's capital. Cool. I couldn't believe my eyes when the Rosellan arrived in the domain during the Salt Iron War. I'd never seen anyone so downtrodden. Moves me to my core to see him thriving in peace times, after all they went through. Now we just gotta keep him safe. I am eternally grateful to House Wolffort. We would not be alive today if not for your protection. As a steward of this village, I pray that we can work together to ensure a lasting peace. I regret to say this is my first time visiting a Rosellan village. I'm happy to see that they flourished under Lord Simone's protection these last 30 years. Though we may be under House Wolffort's protection, we dare not leave the village. The goddess's faithful will haul us straight back to the source if they catch sight of us. I'm talking to all the cats. We play together almost every day. Today we're climbing the ladder to the roof to play lookout. I pray today's hunt goes well. I'd love to fetch a fine pelt for House Wolffort. We must be strong and vigilant if we're to maintain the peace we've enjoyed on these lands. We've made our home here in the valley in the hopes that we'd not be discovered. Use the lay of the land to our advantage, like... It's no fun staying in the village all the time. I want to go play somewhere else. But Mother gets mad at me if I go too far. You'll be able to venture further afield when you're older, and when that day comes, I'll show you both around the domain myself. Wow, really? I want to see all the ships in the harbor. You have my word. We'll look at the ships you like. Just do as your mother says, for now. I will. Oh, I can't wait to grow up. We'll just be taking a bit longer while taking Lady Frederica's measurements. Please have a look around the village in the meantime. We came to this land in the midst of the Salt Iron War, desperate to escape Hyzante's extraordinary cruelty. Your father then granted us asylum in our hour of need, shielding us from further harm. And I intend to honor that. I cannot thank you enough for those kind words. May they be a beacon of hope for generations to come. We will do all in our power to make it so. Father granted the Rosellain asylum on our lands. Though they once hailed from Hyzante, they are now as much a part of the Wolffort domain as anyone else. Your hair certainly does make you stand out, my lord. We don't get too many visitors in our fair village. So there was only one house, pretty much. So... I think we're good. Surely they'll have finished taking her measurements by now. Meanwhile...
Do you understand just how dangerous it is for a young prince to go gallivanting off on a whim?
Punish me if you will. But if I hadn't gone gallivanting, I never would have learned the state of things outside our own kingdom.
Oh? Well, if you're so interested in international affairs, then I have a fitting role for you to play.
See, I thought Regna was cool because of how he talked to Serenoa, but I don't like that edge in his voice when he's talking to Roland.
You will oversee the Grand Norzelian Mines.
Father, it would be a privilege.
I fear that punishment would provoke no reflection, and so I would rather put your energies to work for the kingdom.
I shan't let you down, Father.
I am not blind to your feelings, my son. I understand that my methods vex you. Nevertheless, I ask that you stay out of harm's way, and give me no reason to worry.
Of course.
Mining is grueling, thankless work. Show the miners the appreciation they deserve.
I shall. You have my word.
The necessary provisions have been arranged, Your Highness. You are to deliver them to Dragan.
Father, may I bring Lord Wolffort? It is his job to oversee the operation after all. And his closeness with Dragan may engender goodwill.
I know you trust him a great deal, Roland. But I would remind you that his betrothal now binds him to Esfrost. You would do well to be wary of any move he or his house might make.
So you share Franny's views on the matter. Nevertheless, Serenoa is a friend I could never hope to replace. A friend I trust no matter your opinion of him.
My thing is, like, how are you gonna say that now you should be wary when I needed your permission to make the betrothal anyway? Like, you're my king. If you didn't want us to do it, then you would have just said no.
Concerning words, Your Highness, House Wolffort must be subject to the same scrutiny as any other.
Roland.
If your family wasn't such dog shit, he wouldn't be running into the arms of Wolffort. You don't speak to your daughter. Franny is over here telling her to, like, stuff her emotions.
Bring these tidings to Gustadolph at once. Is that everyone? Good. I have important news for all of you. What you see before you is to be seized by the Duchy of Esfrost. You shall not speak of this beyond those in present company. Any who do will be punished to the fullest extent of the law.
They is stealing it. This is supposed to be something like a joint... First off, this is taking place in Glenbrook, right? But it's a joint exercise between all three nations, but the Esfrostian, who is overseeing the mines, is taking something of great importance in the dead of night. I can see why a war breaks out.
Lord Dragan, are not the resources we mine destined to be shared among nations?
Yeah, what about that, Dragan? I thought you were cool.
This matter is not up for debate. A discovery of this magnitude could reshape all of Norzelia. And so I ask this of you. Stand with me as I lead this great realm into a new era.
It has to be like a new material or something.
You risk much giving us these orders. I shall do exactly as you say.
I thank you. I have already sent the Archduke a letter informing him of our find. When I am appointed Prime Minister, I promise to reward you all handsomely for delivering me such a boon.
Dang, he's counting on the Prime Ministry for this. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
You are to be Prime Minister.
Or Ambassador to Glenbrook, perhaps. Time will tell.
He is ambitious, that is for sure.
Either way, with this I shall make my mark.
Boy, you about to mark the whole country.
And do what neither father nor Gustadolph ever could.
It has to be something that, like... Aesfrost already has iron. It's not like they are completely without
news from Dragan, dear brother.
Resources.
I never dreamt our hypothesis would prove true.
So you take him at his word?
I have no choice. The spy I sent to shadow him corroborates his report.
And? What are his demands?
He wishes to be named Prime Minister in exchange for secreting it away to Esfrost. Negotiations with Glenbrook are in the offing, should I refuse.
So he means to threaten you?
He is stronger than I believed him to be. Certainly what he has uncovered is worth the price he asks. What would you do, were you me?
Keep the secret safe, naturally. Did you not send a spy for this very reason? Surely expected this would happen.
I did, and they have been issued emergency orders.
Then leave the rest to me. I shall depart at once.
Wait, what are you doing? Orders to kill the guy?
Brother who knows me so well. Ah, Dragan, you will rue the day you dared place Glenbrook beside me on the scales of your feeble judgment.
Wait, so you're mad at him even though he proved stronger than you thought? And he's... You're saying that... Okay, hold up. He said that the price is worth what they found. What they found is worth the price that he asked. So he's going to give him the prime ministership. But then, he's also mad at him. I'm confused. Are you going to kill him?
Hand down the orders. Yield or be crushed beneath my heel.
I'm getting mixed signals right here. Alright. Concerning stuff. Unfortunate that we're probably about to see the cusp of what breaks out, because... Because it is time to go make dinner. We're gonna have to sleep on this mystery until day 3. And I think, you know, definitely day 3 is where all hell is going to break loose. I hope we find out what they found sooner rather than later. Something that they had theories about. It has to be a resource. I really think so. So, my guess is possibly salt. or something that has to do with the old deities. Something that's gonna give... Aesfrost an upper hand. I mean, what are they going to use it for? Because if they start exporting, like, a new good, everyone else is going to be like, the fuck, where did you get this from? So I kind of feel like it's relics, not a resource specifically. Relics or information, data, research that'll help them do something or another. I'm not sure. We have spent absolutely no time with them whatsoever, so I can only speculate. But that's neither here nor there. Okay, I'm going to go start dinner. I'm going to think about this, and then tomorrow I will get into day 3. I hope you're enjoying it. I am. I'm interested. Until next time, have a nice night.